So, welcome to Tales Tomorrow. I'm Morrow, your storyteller for today, and with me I have some more RPG horror stories. You see, it feels weird if I start a video with a smile. It just doesn't feel natural, it doesn't feel normal. It's like, I'm a little bit too happy and cheery because disaster is about to happen in storylines and stuff. And that's why I don't really smile. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the first story for today. Had to let a player go after they just used me as free entertainment. Recently, I had to say goodbye to a player because I realized how much they sucked the fun out of me as a DM. My players all love my homebrew world and my campaign, and this is the biggest compliment for me. I'm currently on hiatus from DMing because of exams, and most my players were a bit sad, but understanding. I promised to be back in fall through after my exams, and that I'll continue giving my best. Everyone took it well, just not one player. That one is a 30-year-old woman who behaves like a spoiled 15-year-old brat. She messaged me in privacy saying things like, "You sure you cannot sneak in a session from time to time?" When I denied because I have to study a lot for my exams, she replied, "Oh, but come on, how hard can it be? It'll be a nice little break." It's probably just, be polite and just let them study the butts off. They're working for the future, they're working for some sort of education, they're working on something else that's probably going to be more important than a D&D session. You can wait until fall, lady, it's fine. So this player never had DM before, so kinda get where they're coming from. It doesn't seem like a lot of work, but preparing sessions for a homebrew world is hard. Coming up with ideas, little quests with enemy encounters, and so on and so forth. It's very time consuming, and I'm sure everyone who has DM can agree on this. Also the statement of, "How hard can I be? Hey lady, how about you try to run a campaign? How about you try to run some D&D, TTRPGs, whatever? How about you try to run your own session?" You can't just magically make a session appear and just improv everything. Not everybody has excellent improvisation skills. Some people need a little bit of planning, need a little bit of writing, need a little bit of think, inspiration. It takes a little bit. It's a process. It's a creative process because in a way you're kind of putting together and writing a baseline, a background, a setting. You're making a set. You're dressing up the whole situation, the whole place for your players to play. For a player that's studying for college exams, so take a lot of the precious studying time to get it prepped just for you, lady. I don't want to come off like insulting or berating, saying like, "Why don't you do it then? Why don't you try DMing?" Legit, I genuinely feel like DMing is fun. And I think everybody should try it. They should try it because it's fun. But I mean, if you do try it, you also understand that, yeah, it takes a bit of planning in order to get it working. You can't just magically whisk away a DM campaign just magically there. When I told her that I really won't have the time for it, she started to get angry with me, saying that I exaggerate on how much time it takes to prepare a session. That if I just don't feel like DMing, I should be honest and stop lying to my group. When I told her that I really won't have the time, she dropped the bomb that made me kick her. She said, "You owe it to us. We are your players, and we keep your world rolling. Without us, you won't even be able to let your creation live." Jesus, the arrogance in this woman. Yeah, good thing you kicked her out. And yeah, I get it, the player characters are supposed to be the main cast that drive the story, but there are a lot of players out there that could replace your arrogant attitude easily. The DM is not your dispensary for fun. They're another person at the table that just wants to have fun together. And right now, the DM is busy. So either be patient or leave. Well, I agree on the last part. Yes, without my players, I wouldn't be a DM. I said that I owed them nothing. I am DMing for them because I want all of us to have fun together and to escape from reality from time to time. But it is no obligation since 1, no one is paying me, 2, I didn't sign a contract, and 3, no one is forcing me to do it, and that I find it very rude for her to treat me like a free-to-use content machine. She went on, and then I decided to kick her. Explain it to the other players who were shocked. We kicked her from the server and hopefully she'll have a bit of self-awareness in the future. Always treat each other nicely. Good idea, though I doubt she's gonna have any self-awareness. Let's move on to the next story. Who has main character syndrome? Okay, so this happened a couple of weeks ago and I'm still not totally sure how I feel about it, so I thought I would share it here. Sorry if this is long. The characters in the story. DM, an amazing guy, one of the best DMs I've ever gotten to play with. I actually get to play with him in a campaign with another DM, and he's just as good of a player. Me, playing with this particular DM for the first time, though I've been playing for a couple of months when this happened. Rogue, basically my best online D&D friend. I met them during my first campaign, and they took me under their wing, bringing me into other campaigns and introducing me to this DM. Monk, a player I had never played with before, neither had V or DM. The OP originally used letters for everybody, but then changed their names to like DM, Rogue, Monk, which I think V means rogue. There were two other players around as well, Cleric, another D&D friend that I've been a few campaigns with, and Drunk Elf, another player I didn't know. I don't remember their class. This was the first time Rogue and I were starting a campaign together. Every other campaign we are both in were ones I joined after them. Sure, y'all know how nice it is to be able to link backstories with each other, so the two of us decided to play sisters. So we started with this new campaign, Mad Mage, in a tavern and got into a combat encounter with some zombie skeletons that took the entire first session. Because the first session was basically all combat, not much happened in terms of RP, and DM said that RP will be the central thing in our second session. Two NPCs were introduced during the combat encounter. Barbarian, which my character instantly took to, and Cleric, who was more quiet but nice. The second session starts at the end of the fight. Everyone is getting healed and heading into an abandoned bar to rest. Before that could happen, Monk decided to attack the Barbarian for literally no reason, saying he saw potential in her and that he was testing her. He then kept insisting that we should go up to the roof instead of the bar. He has been saying we should retreat from the fight to the roof during the first session as well, but now he was really insistent. None of us really wanted to do that, and the Cleric, who was hurt most during the fight, wouldn't be able to climb up there anyway. Monk kept making sly comments about the other characters, saying that all of us young people are stupid and don't know what we're doing, we should just listen to him. We didn't, and the rest of the group went into the bar. Monk, however, decided to stay on the roof away from the group. I was really confused by this, but I assumed his character would come back in. He didn't, and Rogue ended up going up to the roof to get him down. With a lot of convincing, Rogue managed to convince Jay, I'm guessing Monk, to come down from the roof and join us inside. The second he got inside, he attacked the Barbarian again. Barbarian promptly threw him across the room, and you could tell Monk was super pissed she didn't want to be his mentee. Okay, so I'm guessing the problem player here is gonna be Monk, because they are starting a bit of a ruckus, demanding players go to the roof. Nobody really wants to, because why? Then insulting players for being young and stupid, I guess, and then attacking in a tavern for no reason, only just to get chucked across the room. Good job! I mean, you're making yourself look like a jerk already. I get trying something new, but when it's obviously not working, the NPC obviously doesn't know that and would think you would back off. At this point, the Cleric NPC asked Monk why he kept attacking the Barbarian, to which he answered that he only does that to people who he thinks have potential and are strong enough to handle it. At this point, I was getting really annoyed and in character said, "So not only are you condescending, not only do you keep attacking a party member, but now you've insulted everyone in this room saying you think we're weak." Monk was silent for a second before he said that he thought he was having a private conversation. Excuse me? You just attacked a party member and got thrown across the room. Obviously, all eyes are going to be on you. This is also what the DM explained as well before he took Monk aside to chat with him. At this point, I felt horrible. Sure, he wasn't acting right, but I'm the one who snapped back. It doesn't matter, that's what my character would do. I shouldn't have shot back like that. I mean, yeah, being mean to other players or like calling them out and stuff doesn't feel nice, especially if you're not trying to do it on purpose to somebody that you don't really know much, and maybe they're playing character and stuff. But I mean, if it's all in character, it's all in character. You're not meaning to be like mean to him or anything like that. Your character is just genuinely asking a question to the monk that kind of sounds a little bit like a jerk. I don't think you did anything wrong in this situation personally, but let's go on. The longer we sat there, the worse I started to feel about it, and I was just filled with anxiety at the thought of continuing to play with Monk. I told the group something came up and that I had to go and message the DM saying that I'm really sorry, but I think I have to step back from the campaign. Told him that I just personally didn't enjoy the way Monk played and I don't think I want to continue to play with him, so I'm taking a step back. At this point, DM told me he already called the session off and asked to call me to talk about it before I make any decisions. We had a good chat and he convinced me to stay, saying he talked to Monk. Later, I was on call with Rogue, PC Cleric, and DM and asked what Monk had said. DM said that Monk was really annoyed with the whole group, but especially me and Rogue. He said that we didn't like that we were playing sisters, that we were trying to be the main characters of the campaign. That was absolutely not our intention, ever. Rogue and I did end up doing most of the talking because PC Cleric is a much quieter person and really says they prefer to play that way. Elf was brand new to D&D and mostly stayed quiet to observe us. Monk was off isolating himself. I don't understand what he wanted us to do. The next morning I get a message from DM telling me that Monk quit and that he was happy about it. I feel relieved I didn't have to play with him again, but I also feel bad because I did push back and I feel like it's my fault he quit. I don't think it's your fault that he quit whatsoever. I think the fault came with he just didn't mesh. He wanted everybody to follow along and tag along with his character, like go to the roof, become my mentee, stuff like that. But nobody really cared to do that because suddenly out of nowhere you just have a random monk going like, hey barbarian, you will be a great strong mentee. How about I become your mentor? When it's like barbarian doesn't care to have a mentor. It's like, dude, I'm fine. I'm okay. Don't worry about it. Or like the monk goes, hey, everybody come to the roof with me. Something is very important is happening there. But like nothing is happening there. They just want to have maybe like a character moment or something. And people just like, nah, I just want to go in the bar, man. There's drinks there. And he just decides to stay out there just to brood, I guess. I don't know what the monk is thinking. I don't know what the monk is doing. And if nobody is talking, then yeah, of course somebody's got to speak up. If Rogue and the OP didn't speak up, who else would? The elf doesn't really care to talk because they're new. The cleric, pretty shy. They don't want to talk much. Of course somebody else is going to have to speak up. Thank God Rogue and OP spoke up then. What, Monk wants to speak up? If Monk wanted to speak up, they should have spoken up. Nobody stopped them. But Monk was focused too much on brooding outside away from everybody and isolating themselves from the rest of the party. I don't think OP did anything wrong. There could be a lot of context being left out. I don't know. But from this read, from what I currently read, it doesn't seem like you did anything wrong, OP. The monk seems like they just left because they didn't mesh well with everybody else. I still play with the Rogue, PC Cleric, and DM, and I love all of them to bits. DM kept telling me how glad he was that I didn't quit the campaign, and I'm glad too. Sometimes I still think about Monk though. I wonder if he still plays D&D. I hope we didn't ruin the game for him and that he finds people who suit his game style. I still get a little paranoid that I'm talking too much sometimes though. That ended up being much longer than I expected, but if you managed to make it through the post, please let me know what you think. I don't think you did anything wrong. I don't think you did anything bad. I think you were fine. Don't worry about it. Listen, sometimes people don't mesh well, and it's okay. Monk will find a different group. They'll probably be more welcoming to him or be more his playstyle. It's fine. It's okay. Y'all just keep playing D&D with Rogue, Cleric, Elf, and DM. Have fun. And with that, that's going to be all our stories for today. I want to thank you very much for watching, and thanks so much for being here. If you like what I do, consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a like. Also, if the RPG Horror Stories ever goes down, or if you want to submit your own personalized horror story, email is down in the description below. I'll see you again in more Tales Tomorrow. Bye-bye.